Today, just we'll see the same topic, that is what you can say, states of matter, the same topic. But so after seeing 4 gas laws, so we have to see what is ideal gas and what is ideal gas equation. So we'll see that. Okay. So here, ideal gas. What is ideal gas? Ideal gas. So for which gas you have to call ideal gas? That's question comes. So if you know the real gas, difference between real gas and ideal gas. So usually ideal gas and a real gas. If you know the meaning of real gas, then easily you will come to know what is ideal gas. Real gas or all gases are real gases. So for example, carbon dioxide you can take, carbon monoxide you can take, hydrogen gas you can take, nitrogen gas you can take. Any gas, what you can say, any gas is a real gas. But these gases, what I told examples for a real gas, these gases will not become ideal gas. See, that is most interesting, real gas and ideal gas. So here ideal gas, the word itself indicates ideal. So usually for a human being also we can call for some people as a ideal man. Not idle, ideal man. Ideal man means, so he is following some rules or something. He is very prompt and he is very strict in his, what you can say, duty. So for that persons we are calling as ideal persons. Like that here, in gases also, so many real gases are there, but as far as the ideal gas is concerned, that now we will see the definition of the ideal gas. Definition of ideal gas. So a gas which obeys or follows, which obeys or follows. The gas which obeys or follows. Just now I have seen first 3 gas laws, which are Boyle's law, Charles law, and what you can say, one more what, Gay-Lussac's law. So the a gas which obeys or follows these 3 gas laws. Which are those these 3 gas laws? Follows Boyle's law, Charles law, and what you can say, Gay-Lussac's law. He is called ideal. He is called an ideal. See, very interesting. A gas. Which gas we don't know. Which gas we don't know. A gas which obeys or follows gas laws. Which are those gas laws? Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law. And is called. But here one can write under all the conditions of temperature and pressure. This is important. I forgot to tell. So What the condition is that a gas which obeys or follows Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law under all conditions, of temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressure is called an ideal gas. See, so we cannot call all gas as an ideal gas. What condition is there for an ideal gas? That gas should be obeys or follows which laws? Gas laws, like Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law. If these gas laws are obeyed by a gas, that gas is called what you can say? Ideal gas. So after saying, we cannot give directly particular examples for ideal gas. Any gas can become ideal only when it obeys or follows these three gas laws. That gas we can call it as an ideal gas, you can say. So here, after saying ideal gas, meaning of ideal gas, next point is ideal gas equation. So there is a gas equation combined. After combining these gas laws, we will get one equation that is called ideal gas equation. We will derive ideal gas equation now. So here, ideal gas equation, to derive ideal gas equation, one has to remember Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law. Their mathematical statements should be remembered here to derive ideal gas equation. The ideal gas equation. The ideal gas equation. So here we have to derive derivation of derivation, not definition. Derivation of this equation. Which equation? Ideal gas equation. So the three gas laws, namely Boyle's law, Charles law, and Avogadro's law also. So here, just now I told Gay-Lussac's law, that is there, but here Avogadro's law. I told that is like the three gas laws. Which are those three gas laws? First one Boyle's law, second one Charles law, and third one is Avogadro's law. So here these three gas laws, if these three gas laws are obeyed by a gas, that gas we can call it as an ideal gas. Just now we talked about ideal gas definition. Just I told that Gay-Lussac's law, that is wrong. Here the third gas law is Avogadro law. So once again I will give the definition for ideal gas. An ideal gas is a one which obeys or follows the three gas laws, namely Boyle's law, Charles law, and Avogadro's law under all conditions of temperature and pressure. With this condition, which gas obeys these three gas laws, that gas is called ideal gas. Now we will see the derivation of ideal gas equation. Again we have to remember here the three gas laws. Which are those? Boyle's law, first one, and second one Charles law, and third one Avogadro's law. Just we have to remember mathematical statement for these. If we combine these three gas laws, we will get the ideal gas equation. The first one, what is that? Boyle's law. Boyle's law. So what is the Boyle's law here? Volume is inversely proportional to T. If T, temperature is constant. Okay. Secondly, Charles law. So here Charles law mathematical statement is that so pressure V is directly proportional to T. This is what you can say Charles law. This is the Boyle's law. This is the Charles law. Okay, if P is constant. This is the Charles law. And third one is what you can say Avogadro law. Avogadro law. So what is that Avogadro law? V is directly equals to amount of gas, that is a small n, we are taken notation amount of gas. So this V is directly equal to n. So this is if P and P are what you can say constants. So here to derive ideal gas equation, one has to remember Boyle's law. It's a mathematical statement. Charles law, it's mathematical statement. And thirdly, Avogadro's law, that is it's a mathematical statement. Like that, just one should be what you can say. Remember these three gas laws, that mathematical statement. Okay. So if you combine these three, what you will get? Ideal gas equation. So here V is common. V is common in all the three gas laws. V is common. So here can you write V? When V is common, so P is inversely proportional to P is in the denominator, and T is here in the numerator, and N is also in the numerator. So here, which one is constant? V, capital V, that volume of the gas is constant. Thus, we can write thus you can write that. So here if V is common, so proportional sign T is there and N is there, divided by V is there. See, V volume, proportional sign, and T in the numerator, and N is also, that amount is also in the numerator. That V proportional to T N or N T. You can write T N or N T. Both are one and the same. If you want to write, okay, you can write down first N, then T. Both are same. V is a common, proportional sign is common, and that P is in the denominator, numerator. So this one is what you can say combined law. This is a combined combination of three laws. So if you go for simplification, so you will get what you can say V is equal to, here proportion sign should be removed by another constant, that is capital R, N T divided by P. Here R is called proportionality constant. Proportionality constant. Or even we can simplify this, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. Where R is called universal gas, universal gas constant, universal gas constant. Or even we can write from this relation, or V is equal to, even we can write V is equal to RNT by P, or R is equal to R is equal to, you can make out, how you can make out R is equal to PV comes in the divided by NT, PV divided by NT. So this is the value of R, that is a universal gas constant. R is equal to product of pressure and volume divided by amount of gas substance, that is a n number of moles into temperature T. So here this, what you can say, thus what you can say, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT is called, thus PV is equal to nRT. Thus PV is equal to nRT is called an ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. So how we obtain the ideal gas equation? Just by combining the three gas laws, namely Virus law, Charles law, and Avogadro's law. If you know mathematical statement of these three laws, then on combining these three gas laws, we will get PV is equal to nRT. That is what you can say ideal gas equation for n number of molecules, where R is here a universal gas constant, and its value, as we know, can be determined if you know the four terms: pressure, volume, temperature, and a number of molecules, that is small n. If these four values are known, one can calculate a universal gas constant, that is R. Thus, this PV is equal to nRT. This is a gas equation. Which gas equation? Ideal gas equation for, what you can say, n number of moles. So simply if you write PV is equal to RT, you can write this also. This is the ideal gas equation for 1 mole of air. So thus this is the ideal gas equation we have seen, that is derived. Even we can do not careless these things. Though it is easy for what you can say derivation, but you should remember these three gas laws. If you remember these three gas laws, easily you can derive ideal gas equation by combining these three gas laws. So after seeing ideal gas equation, so let us go for what we can say kinetic molecular theory of gases. Kinetic molecular theory of gases. So here kinetic molecular theory of gases. So Bernoulli, scientist Bernoulli studied the properties of gases and came to conclusion by giving his assumptions. Assumptions means what? Postulates. Just he gave some postulates or assumptions regarding the kinetic molecular theory of gases. So as we know, gases are no doubt there is no definite shape and there is no definite volume. So these molecules in the gas are exert pressure equally in all directions. So when you have seen the properties of gases, characteristic properties of gases, now we have to see kinetic molecular theory. Kinetic means one is which is in movement, one which is in movement. So that molecular theory of gases. So here gases, we have to see its movement of gas. Kinetic molecular theory of gases. Kinetic molecular theory of gases. So here, as I said, Bernoulli, scientist Bernoulli studied the properties of gases and gave his conclusion in the form of his postulates or assumptions. Now we have to see assumptions or postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases. Or even we can call as postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases. So here after studying the assumptions of kinetic theory of gases, the first one is gases. All gases, we can say gases consists of small or tiny particles. Large number of smallest particles. Those smallest particles are called molecules. Even you can call smallest particles maybe atoms also. So here gases, all gases consists of a large number of tiny means what? Small, very small particles, large number of small particles which are known as molecules. The first, what you can say, is the assumption of this. So these particles, all these particles of a particular gas are identified with respect to mass and size. So you can say mass of gas molecule and size of gas molecules. So these for different gases we can say these are identified by their what you can say mass and size. So this is the first postulate. The second postulate is that the actual volume of gas molecules is negligible. The actual volume of the gas molecules is negligible when compared to the total volume of the gas occupied or container also you can say. So in a cube gas is there. So the space occupied by gas molecules is very less when compared to the total volume of the gas in that container. So we can say that is the second postulate. First postulate called as molecules, for which particles he has called as molecules, smallest particle, a large number of smallest particles in the gases are called as molecules. Second postulate, those gas molecules are identified by their size and mass, that is different. And second postulate is that regarding volume, the volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible. It's a very less, he is telling, negligible when compared or as compared to the total volume of the gas occupied in the container. So we are telling that this much gas is occupied in the container, but the space occupied by gas molecules is very less. That is why he is calling it as a negligible space. The third postulate is that there is no force of attraction between the molecules. There is no force of attraction between the molecules of gas at ordinary temperature and pressure is there. At ordinary temperature and pressure, there is no force of attraction. Molecules will not attract with each other. There is no force of attraction with one another. The molecules of a gas at ordinary temperature and pressure is telling. This assumption regarding force of attraction supports the gases expand and occupy all the space available to them. So when the molecules are not having any force of attraction, gas molecules, when there is no force of attraction, naturally one can say that whatever the space available in the container for gas molecules to move, so he is telling that so that gas molecules can expand and they can occupy almost all the space in the container is telling. So this is the third postulate regarding force of attraction. There is no force of attraction on one another molecules. So there will be reason for that also, we will see. And the fourth postulate is that particles of gas are in state of constant random motion. That means molecules of a gas in the container can move in any directions. There is no restriction for movement of the gas molecules. The gas molecule can move in any direction. That is called a random motion. So there is no fixed direction for, but the condition is that the movement when the motion of gas molecules should be in a straight line. Direction should be straight lines. The direction of the motion of gas molecules changes only when the molecules collide with one another or collide to the wall of the container. When they collide to the wall of the container or collide with one another, they can change their direction. So, but they can move only in a straight lines. So this is what you can say fourth postulate. The fifth postulate is that the pressure exerted by a gas, the pressure exerted by a gas is due to the collision of the particles on the walls of the container. Just now I told in the fourth postulate that, so here in the fifth postulate, what is telling? The force exerted by gas, the force exerted by a gas is due to collision, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತಾರ ತಿಕ್ಕಾಟ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ತಿಕ್ಕಾಟ ಅಂದರೆ collision between gas molecules. When they collide to the walls of the container, there are four walls you can assume in the container. The container is sealed. Inside gas is there, molecules are moving in any direction, and very smallest particles, those are called molecules. The volume occupied of gas molecules is negligible when compared to the total volume of the gas gas. So, and they can move in any direction, but in straight lines, the direction of motion does not changes, but only changes when they collide with one another or collide to the wall of the container. So here interesting, and the fifth postulate is that the force exerted by gas is due to what you can say collision of gas molecules to the walls of the container. So this is the fifth postulate, and the sixth postulate is that the collisions of gas molecules are perfectly elastic. What he is telling? The collisions of these gas molecules are perfectly elastic. The meaning of this perfectly elastic means, so they cannot go away only. So the collisions of molecules is perfectly elastic. That is, there is no, due to this elastic in nature, there is no loss of kinetic energy due to collision. So these gas molecules, they do not, what you can say, lose or loss. There is no loss of kinetic energy of these gas molecules, as these collisions are perfectly elastic in nature. And the last postulate of this kinetic molecular theory of gases is that the average kinetic energy of gas molecules, the average kinetic energy of particles or gas molecules is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas. So like that, these are what you can say 7 postulates or assumptions made by Bernoulli, of course, while studying the properties of gases. So in this topic, only thing, behavior of real gases and their deviations from the ideal behavior. So here we have to study in this topic is that behavior of which gases? Real gases, and their deviations from ideal behavior. If you study this much, only that again here one has to remember what you can say van der Waals equation. So the van der Waals equation, of course, van der Waals, that scientist modified PV is equal to RT. Van der Waals, so he is modifying which ideal gas equation, PV is equal to RT. That is PV is equal to RT or PV is equal to nRT for n number of moles is that is a ideal gas equation. So these real gases, why these real gases are not obeying gas laws or ideal behavior? The reason is that there are two wrong assumptions made in kinetic molecular theory of gases. One is regarding volume. So volume of gas molecules is negligible, is telling. Bernoulli is telling volume of gas molecules is negligible as compared to the total volume of gas molecules occupied in the container. This is a wrong assumptions according to Van der Waals is another scientist. He is studying why real gases do not obey ideal gas or gas laws. Then after his study he came to conclusion that there were two assumptions made wrong in kinetic molecular theory of gases. Those are, the first one is regarding volume, so second one is regarding pressure. So the fifth or sixth postulate what he is telling, there is no force of attraction on one end the resistor. There is no force of attraction with the molecules he is telling, that Bernoulli. So again this is also regarding force or pressure is also wrong assumptions made by Bernoulli. So he is that Van der Waals correcting which one? Volume and pressure. So that those are called volume correction and pressure correction. After making these volume correction and pressure correction, so he is giving another equation, P plus A by V square into N, that V minus B is equal to nRT. So this is what you can say Van der Waals equation. So of course there is no derivation for your PVC. This that is a deleted syllabus is there, but here retained syllabus there is no what you can say derivation of Van der Waals equation. Only simply you should have idea. So what is the Van der Waals equation and what is the ideal gas equation? So ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT. So this is modified by Van der Waals and gave that his what you can say equation, that is a P plus A by V square into V minus NB. V minus NB minus. So V minus NB is equal to nRT. So like that, just this is the Van der Waals equation. Next class we will see the Van der Waals equation. Of course, here behavior of real gases. Behavior of real gases and their deviations from ideal behavior. Okay, next class we will meet these things. So only in this topic remaining is only that much, that is the behavior of real gases and their what you can say behavior of real gases and their deviations. Why these are real gases deviate from ideal behavior? Reason for that just I told, there were two wrong assumptions made by Bernoulli in the kinetic molecular theory of gases. Those two wrong assumptions were modified by Van der Waals and he will give his equation known as Van der Waals equation. Of course, next class we will see this behavior of real gases and deviation of real gases over ideal behavior and Van der Waals equation. So this much is there. In the next class we will see these things. After that we will go for next topic.